Hello Mekorma users, my name is Beth and I want to show you how to manage your virtual cards when using Mekorma Enhanced Electronic Payments service. This video will specifically deal with virtual card payments made from GP checkbooks configured under the e-payment credit model. I'll discuss and demonstrate the following topics: the difference between virtual credit cards processed through the pre-funded model versus the credit model, how to navigate within the e-payment Vcard management window, the why and how of creating new payments to the virtual card vendor, how to write off virtual card amounts that have not been fully used by your vendor, how and under what circumstances a virtual card payment can be voided. As of Mekorma Build 78, e-payment customers can reimburse the virtual card company in one of two ways: by pre-funding issued cards, or by taking advantage of a no-cost line of credit extended by the virtual card provider. If using the pre-funded model, batches are sent for processing to the e-payment service, and you are then required to provide funds to the virtual card company for all cards being issued. Details regarding this process are covered in another video posted on our website. When using the credit model, the virtual card company offers a no-cost line of credit. After batches are sent for processing, you will not be immediately charged for issued cards. Instead, the virtual card company will automatically transfer payments from your company's account on a regularly scheduled basis, and you will only pay for the card amounts that have been swiped by vendors during that credit period. This has the advantage of allowing cash to float in your account for more time. All checkbooks used for e-payments can be viewed within the Enhanced e-payment configuration window. Refer to the checkbook area of this window to confirm which model is being used for each e-payment checkbook. All virtual cards, whether processed through the pre-funded or credit model, can be managed within the Enhanced e-payment Vcard management window. This window displays all virtual card payments, the status of each card, and current balance. This information is automatically pulled in from the e-payment portal. The status of virtual cards that have changed during the day, typically cards swiped by your vendors, will be reported on a nightly basis. Cards can then be displayed in any of the following status. Issued. This means the card has been issued by the virtual card company, but the vendor has not yet swiped it. Used. A used card signifies that the vendor has received and swiped the card, but not for the fully issued amount. Drained means the virtual card has been used by the vendor for its fully issued amount, or the vendor has used a partial amount and the remainder has been written off. Voided indicates a card that has been voided and is no longer active. As I just demonstrated, you can filter your view by card status by clicking on the desired status, then redisplay. Use Control-Click to select multiple status, then again redisplay. You can also filter by checkbook ID, payment date, vendor ID, expiration date, and remaining balance here. Use this button to expand a virtual card for more detail, including the checkbook the payment was made from and whether that checkbook is using the e-payment pre-funded or credit model. Use this button to collapse the data once again. For each virtual card, the payment number link will open the Payables Payment Zoom window, where you can view the details of the payment to the virtual card vendor. Clicking Apply brings up all applied records, including a reference to the original vendor invoices. The various columns in this window give important information related to card balances and usage. The Payment Amount column indicates the original amount of the payment for which the virtual card was issued. Amount Used displays whether the vendor has swiped the card and how much it was swiped for. In most cases, the full amount of the issued payment will appear here once used by the vendor. The write-off amount shows the value of an unused amount that has been written off. The write-off process will be demonstrated later in this video. Amount Paid displays the dollar amount that has been paid to the virtual card company for cards that have been issued to your vendors. When using the credit model, this amount will change as you create new payments to the MEEP vendor at the end of each credit period. The new payment process available in this window is an action that must be repeated on a regular basis to reflect the automatic withdrawals the virtual card vendor makes from your account. In my example, during the recent credit period, 3 virtual cards issued from the First Bank checkbook were completely used or drained in the amounts of $200 each. The virtual card vendor has withdrawn $600 from my company account as repayment, so this must be accounted for within GP. To do this, I'll click on the New Payments button to open the Enhanced ePayment Vcard payment window. A payment transaction is created for the combined amount of all virtual cards that have been used for that period within that checkbook. In our example, $600. I have to assign the payment to an existing batch, or I can create a new one, making sure the batch is associated with the same checkbook ID that appears in the Control Checkbook ID field of the Vcard payment window. Click Process. Because the box Prompt to Post is checked, I'm prompted to post the batch once processing is complete. The new payment batches are never available for printing as the virtual card vendor has already automatically withdrawn the funds. This payment will be automatically applied to the individual vouchers that GP created to keep track of what is owed to the virtual card vendor. If I open the Transaction by Vendor inquiry window and bring up the MEP vendor, I can search for historical invoices. As you can see, we owed the MEP vendor $200 for the card that was issued to pay electronic services. If I open the Payables Apply Zoom function, I can see that the payment we just processed in the Vcard management window has been applied to this invoice. To ensure that processing payments to the MEP vendor is handled on a timely basis when using the credit model, we recommend adding a reminder to GP Reminders. Another option is to set up a scheduled task so that an automatic email is sent to the appropriate user. Although rare, there may be an instance when a vendor paid via virtual card does not use the entire amount of the issued card. In that case, you can write off the remaining balance so your account is credited with the unused portion. To do so, filter your view by the used status to see which virtual cards have not been fully used. In my example, this vendor did not use $5. To write off this remainder, select the payment, click Actions, then Write Off. When you agree to continue, the Enhanced ePayment Vcard Remainder Write-Off window will open. A credit memo to the virtual card company will be generated, and you must assign it to an existing batch or create a new one here. Be sure to choose the checkbook from which the original card was issued. Click Process, then Post when ready. The write-off amount will then display in the write-off amount column of the Vcard management window. If I use the write-off link, I can open the ePayment Adjustments window where I can then zoom into the payment and see that the credit memo was automatically applied to the appropriate voucher. A virtual card can also be voided in this window if the card has been issued but not yet used by the vendor. Simply select the card, click on Actions, then Void. If voiding a card processed under the credit model, the corresponding vendor payment and MEP vendor voucher will also be voided. The void action effectively cancels that particular virtual card, and it can no longer be used. And that's how to manage your virtual cards when processing payments using the credit model with Mekorma Enhanced Electronic Payments. Please feel free to contact us with any questions on this process, or Mekorma products in general. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.